So as I said before in the shoot video, we're going to do 5 parts. 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. So there's basically 8 parts, but I'll split the video up. Let's see. Well, the E-Fed was originally supposed to be getting started in 2004, but due to computer circumstances at the time, it was put on hold for the time being. We started August 8th, 2005, and you know, at the time, I joined an E-Fed, which was called. It was on Diva Palace. I forgot the name, so I said that what it was called, but I forgot the name. But I fell in love with it, and I was like, I'm gonna start my own Fed. So I talked to Shane. Shane gave it a go, and started the Fed. At the time, during the Fed, I asked everyone if it was okay. I asked one of my friends, who I'll keep named private, because during the shoot interview, I will bring people up, and I will keep names private, but I'll bring the character name up, so you guys get an idea. It was me, a couple friends, Jeremy. Well, not keep private, but you know, you will know what I'll say, and many others. We were getting ready. We were just kicking off the E-Fed. You know, at the time during the E-Fed, it was Virginia, Mortensia, Dora Morosa, Thriller, Angel, Katie Kramer, Hot Stuff, which was now Nick DeMar Centeno, Tracy, Club Kid, Angel Cristel, Laura Dunn, Scorpion, Xander, Beast, Jamie Carroll, Megan Garrity. We had a good lineup. Then it got to the point where I had to write. And let me tell you, my writing was legitimately like a little kid's thing. Time after time, I would just write the show, and it would just be like a long sentence. I didn't know how to E-Fed write. I was never a good writer at the time. And I went along, and sometimes I would just do shows that were like I would just type it, post it, then go back at a later date, and it was holding up at the time. And I'm like, I can't really do this. I don't know what I'm doing here. So I went along. Thriller's handler, who was given time on the board, gave us advice how to work a show, and we took his advice, and Nick took over Black and Blue. Well, originally it was War Handle and Black and Blue Tuesdays. Black and Blue was like only 4 shows. You had, it was basically CWO nonsense, and it was basically the nonsense with Thriller, Angel, and Dora at the time. And there was a love triangle where all of them were getting engaged. Don't ask me how a triple wedding or menage a trois was going to happen. Then we're talking about the Women's Championship. The only active championship that was going on in the CKP. I don't know. We were just starting, and we didn't know. It was Virginia versus Lizzie. And the next thing you know, I gave Virginia the title. Then she dropped it to Dora. That really started the feud with Dora and Virginia. But in my opinion, I couldn't really go along with it because the guy that was running Virginia was a complete nutjob, like bashing skulls and blood and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that type of shit? I don't expect that. I mean, yeah, I expected wrestling and E-Fedding. I expected blood and all that type. But in my case, the scenario is, it's like, why when you want to bash skull, then you want to talk about bashing in a dog's head. It's like disgusting. The guy needed help, but I'll go on to that in a later date. And, well, obviously 2006, because that's brought up. Yeah, so we had a stellar roster at the time. And then it came to the point where there were some points I wanted to give up. Nick was doing phenomenal with Black and Blue, and he stopped because he came down with a very bad flu infection. It was a nasty virus going on with him. He couldn't really type up. It was like 100%. So, then the point where Tracy... I'm going to talk about a little bit that, Tracy. I felt Tracy could have been the women's champion for a long time. I was like, this girl got it. She's another face. So we started pushing her. And then in the Fatal 4-Way match, I remember the Fatal 4-Way match, it was Tracy, Sky, Laura Dunn, and Angel. I think Laura Dunn was the champion. Tracy pinned Sky. It was a good start. And, you know, me, I put the Megan Garrity character in, which is me. I decided that I wanted to be a sports journalist. So, being the wrestling commentator, it was like, this is going on here. So I'm like, I'm getting ready. I done interviews. It's been quite frankly amazing. Then I got to the point where I wanted to bring Megan in as a wrestler. So I did. But I'll get to that later on. Virginia was the top heel of 2005. She was psychotic. Then I got to the point where I had to choose with something. Corey was the right hand man. And he wanted to do something with CKP against, I mean not CKP, well it was KKP when it first started, KKP, before we moved to CKP where we are now. CWO versus WWE. I was cool with that. That was a cool concept. But where is the CKP story going to shine? That was my question. I didn't get a straight answer at the time. So we went along with it. It was a cool concept the entire time before it fizzled out. Another thing I want to talk about is Scorpion. I don't know his real name. I don't know what his real name was. What happened was, he came in to the theme song of the time is now, which is John Cena's theme song. And this motherfucker right here decides to be funny. He doesn't give a shit about the character. And I'm like, you're going against Starla. And I was like, well, I win. I'm like, you came into the EFED. And, I'm like, you should learn how to work and stuff. And he was on periodically. Then we moved to the old, KKB. New CKP at the time. And he's like, I don't give a shit. So he brings in some dude. Random dude beating up on my sister's character. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I told Corey, I'm like, ban this asshole. Then Scorpion was giving attitude with me. Scorpion, said, are you going to ban me because I'm going to do this to you? I'm like, you're an asshole. Get off. So I kicked him off the Fed. His character remained, but we'll get to that in a minute. But 2005 ended in a good note. It ended with the Christmas Chaos Battle Royal, where Club Kid at the time, who was like a top face, before he went downhill, he won the first ever Christmas Chaos, so he was allowed. No, actually, at the point where you were Mr. Holmes' assistant for a couple weeks, and then you would, yeah. But 2005 was a good start, and basically, you know, with the move to CKP, with new stars, a Fed glowing, I knew 2006 would have been good. But as I looked ahead, we didn't start the show till late. So I didn't really have computer time at my dad's house before I got the computer fixed there. I didn't really have time here as well. So it was actually hard. But, yeah. I would say 2005 was a good a beginning start. But as I look ahead to the next video, I feel that 2006 is a must watch video because I got a lot of shit to say about that. It might go long, but who knows. So this is 2005. I covered 2005 at the beginning. You know, look back. If it wasn't for me starting to fade, I wouldn't have had amazing people.